Winning is a habit, and it's a fantastic habit. We can barely hear what's happening because there are enormous amounts of firecrackers outside. Our studio has erupted. India has erupted because India have picked up their third Champions Trophy title. India are champions, deservedly so. The white blazers are yours. We can't wait to see India wear those white blazers. We can't wait to see Virat Kohli go back, dance and do what he did back in 2013 because the emotion is just the same. We're back at Cricbuzz Live. Obviously, a very excited Saiyami, Kher, and with me two calm people, but I know that they're erupting inside. Murali, Kartik and Rohan, Gavaskar. You all have crowed it. You all have said, "Hum karenge," and you all have both crowed it. Well done.
Well, look, for me, as I've been saying throughout this tournament, we've been the team to beat. We have been by far the strongest side, and we've shown that. I think even in today's performance, it looks a little closer than it should have been. But I thought we were outstanding. I thought Rahul came and played a really mature innings. He knew it was the innings that the situation and the team needed at that point. So he did that really well. Hardik came and did his job. He got out once he had made sure the game was set, but he came and got a, hit a boundary at the right time, hit a six at the right time. Just took away the pressure from what was building at that point. So I thought it was a really good team performance.
Kartik, everyone contributing. This is what you want from the team. Virat Kohli unfortunately got out early, but otherwise every single team member contributing today, and that's what a team does. It's the we which you have been speaking about.
I think while batting, I would say we've made a bit of a heavy weather of it. You have to give it to New Zealand for fighting back, but there were certain instances, certain shots, the batters will look back and say, did we need to do that? Because that brings the opposition back in the side. You think of the skipper himself, he was going great guns. You have lost 2 wickets, which was Virat Kohli and Shubman Gill. And then, did he need to play that shot? Shreyas Iyer, once again, absolutely consistent. So some of the shots which brought New Zealand back in the game, and it looks a bit tight, a few nerve-jangling moments there. But in a way, they'll be happy. They'll be happy. You mentioned everybody put their hand up, and that's what you need in strong sides. When somebody doesn't do it, there is someone else to do the repair work, and that's what this team has been doing. A strong side, that is the quality of a strong side, that people are going to be there for one another. So, as you said, deservedly a wonderful victory for India.
A top-class performance. And not just in the final, throughout the tournament. I mean, there was not a moment in this tournament where I felt like, look, we aren't going to be returning home as champions. Right from the beginning when, Virat started getting runs, everything was just sort of coming together. And just so happy right now. It's one of those, but again, it's one of those where, how do I put it? The happiness is high quality because we knew we were going to win it. In the sense, we should win it. If we had lost, I think the disappointment would have been a lot more, though. Because we are, as I've been saying throughout the tournament, that we are the favourites to win this.
Well, we've been the favourites to win this, as Rohan Gavaskar says, and we have won it. Murali, Kartik, of course, said we got and made it a little more difficult than we would have liked to. This is what ended up happening. India won by 4 wickets in hand. Rohit Sharma led from the front with that 76. Again, Mr. Consistent Shreyas Iyer coming in, getting those 48 runs. And then once again, Rahul coming in under pressure, getting those 34 runs and making sure he gets the team across the finish line. But I have to tell you all what is happening. The visuals from the ground are Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are playing Pandya with the stumps. We know what this means to it. To the country. We know what this means to Rohit. We spoke about it in the pre-match show. As captain, Rohit Sharma has got the trophy home.
Well, look, I mean, Rohit Sharma, we've been saying this for a while. He's a fabulous leader, and he's got a fabulous team. It's like the perfect storm. You've got a really, really good captain, a leader. As Kartik says, he's a leader that players love to play for. And he's got a fabulous team, a match-winning team. And as I said earlier, I said, what does this mean? It means stamping your legacy on in the annals of cricketing history. There are phases, like we said earlier, the 80s, 70s and 80s were West Indies. Then there was Australia, and now it's us. Now, we've got to make it count. We've got to say, okay, listen, we're going to be the dominant force in world cricket. This is our performance. This is how we won the World Cup. We won the Champions Trophy. next ICC tournament, we're going to start favourites again. And that is dominance. And that is what we like to see. That is what we want to see.
Well, this is the fourth ICC trophy for Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. And like you were saying, he's a very likeable captain. And Gautam Gambhir has said this, that forget everything else, Rohit Sharma is a good human being. And this is what he likes the most about Rohit Sharma. And he's been leading from the front today again. He's been playing aggressive cricket. But today he went and got those 76 runs. Things got sticky. He slowed down after that. But some sensational cricket by Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, and I think this is something which we spoke about in the morning, isn't it? When you look at a human being, you have the side because you are trustworthy. As a captain, I think that is something which you need. Many people have played under lots of captains. They might be good leaders, they might be great batters, but can everyone trust them? And I think over here, everyone goes towards him. And because he's backed them, he's done the right things, he says the right things. And again, having seen him from the time he walked into the Indian dressing room to now, Saiyami, I don't think so. I've seen the man change in terms of his nature.
That speaks volumes,
obviously, physically, you age and you're not that fresh-faced youngster anymore. You're a wizened man. You're 36 years old. You've been the captain of the side. You've seen the highs and lows of international cricket. But as a human being, he's just remained the same. And I think from the time he has got the captaincy, he's been a leader of men. He's been a natural leader of men. And that's why I said, people, when they gravitate towards you, that means a lot for a side. And again, once again, we talk about how beautiful his batting is. It looked absolutely pristine, to be honest. Some of the shots that he plays, you just wonder, how does he do it? How does he do it? And always, I keep saying this, I might sound like a broken record, he doesn't make ugly runs.
Well, he doesn't make ugly runs at all. We spoke about it in the com box as well. It just looks like he has so much time on hand.
Yeah.
And it was the Champions Trophy where he went and opened and just life comes back to a full circle.
I'm getting a sense of deja vu because I think Kartik has used this term before, ugly runs, and I have also been there. And when I've said, that's only a bowler talking. Because if you ask a batter, there's no such thing as ugly runs. Runs are runs. Runs are great. So there's no such thing as ugly runs.
I'm
But
just
he
saying
just
the way
makes
he
it
looks.
I know what you're trying to say. I'm just.
I mean, he said this in the
He's
com
always
box.
elegant. He
looks like a ballet dancer.
It's never
almost.
scratchy. It's never inside edges. Never,
Even if he gets out beautifully and goes.
And I know
it's not
exactly.
scratchy, either getting hit here, getting hit there, beaten. Even if he gets beaten, it's beautiful. As if the ball must have been really nice. Nothing wrong done by Rohit Sharma. That's what I mean.
You know, Rohan, I know that your voice is not showing the excitement because we as fans can't keep our excitement. You all as sportsmen know how to contain the excitement. But you've been saying this all along. There was just a sense of confidence.
My voice is not showing a little bit of excitement because my asthma is sort of flaring up at the moment. And I'm finding it a little hard to breathe. But
are you all right?
No, I'm all right. Just a little, my asthma is a little kicking up a little bit. That's why it's a little heavy. But yeah, look, I was always confident. I was always assured that we were going to sort of, win this trophy. I think it's been one of those where the campaign has been faultless.
And that's what Rohan's been saying from the word go. He's been saying this, that, we are the team to beat. And it should be almost that guessing game that we played. Rohan said that India is the team to beat. And it almost has looked like, they've been following what Rohan's been saying. Just the confidence with what India's gone out and kind of just executed the plans that they had in mind.
I think you have to give it to the way they've gone about everything. People will say, they had home advantage, they picked the right place. I think that's what you're supposed to do, isn't it? That's what you're supposed to do. That's what the selection committee or anybody who's picking the side, you need to pick players for the conditions and the courses you're going to be playing, and they've done that to perfection. They've played very nicely right through. Again, as Gautam said, we've not been practicing at DICS. We've been playing somewhere else. And also coming into this tournament, they won 23 out of 24 in the ICC tournaments. That's a quiet confidence. Again, as Rohan said, you start as favourites, but you have to play as favourites as well. And it's about doing that. It's about executing your skills under pressure. We've been put under pressure. It's not as if we were not put under pressure because the others are good sides, very good sides. Yes, some of them have been slightly not full steam because of a few missing players. But apart from that, everybody is here to play a tournament. New Zealand have been a wonderful side. They've been a worthy opponents. And I think it's a job well done for a very, very good side.
Well, we're talking about someone who's been very consistent. Of course, Team India has been very consistent because, like Kartik said, we've won 23 of the 24 games. I don't want to remind you all about that one game which we lost because we did everything right until that one game. We've been very consistent, but there's somebody who's been supremely consistent through this Champions Trophy, and that's Shreyas Iyer. And once again, he comes in today, Rohan, gets those crucial 48 runs because the pressure was on. A wicket here and there would have made things different. Yes,
absolutely. I thought it was again a really mature innings, again highlighting his importance to our team, and the way our team is sort of balanced. We'd lost a few wickets, and just the way he handled, absorbed the pressure, took a little bit of time. The way he batted, again, a lot of common sense, respecting the conditions. I think that's key. I think for someone who bats at number 4. And who has the ability to play the big shots. If you've also got the ability to respect the conditions and say, no, listen, you know what, I'm not going to play my big shot straight away. I'm going to give it a bit of time. I'm going to maneuver the field, hit the 1s and 2s, keep the scoreboard ticking. And that's exactly what he did. I thought it was a fabulous innings from Shreyas Iyer.
Kartik, he's been talking about what he's changed in his training, and he said he's added a lot of breathing technique to just keep the focus and concentration. Clearly, it's working wonders.
It's absolutely right, actually. What goes up when we are under stress?
I need to do that right now, no?
No, you are very good. You're a triathlete, you're an iron lady. So it's in any sport, that's what they say. He said the first thing which goes up is your heart rate and your breathing. I think that's what you need to control. Then your thinking starts steadying up as well. And as you guys have pointed out, when he walked in, it was choppy waters. And he's batted beautifully. And I think it's a crucial position. And he's taken it, lapped it up very nicely. And again, from India's point of view, long may it continue.
And again, he did what he's been doing, 2 4s, 2 6s, but he took his time because, like you said, choppy waters, pressure was on, so he knew he had to settle in and take his time. So he got the singles, the 2s going and took his time to set himself in.
Yeah, respecting the conditions. He knew it wasn't going to be one of those pitches where you come and you can play your big shots from word go. Obviously, having fielded, for 50 overs, he knew what the pitch was like. He'd seen the spinners do a job for India, and he knew that the spinners would, be tricky to handle even from New Zealand's point of view. So he came in, gave himself a little bit of time, and we've spoken about this. This is a kind of pitch where it may not be easy to strike the ball for big shots right from word go. So he gave himself that little bit of time, sussed out the pitch, sussed out what shots he wanted to play, what would be low risk, high reward shots over here, and he did that to perfection. He was outstanding today.
And how outstanding has Rahul been, because 34 of 33, he was somebody who has been wanting to take the team across the finish line, and he's been doing it time and time again for India. Again, he came in when there was pressure because it was just, we were discussing this in the green room, just 1 wicket here and there, and as fans, we saw all our producers, directors coming in extremely nervous and jumpy because as fans, we just feel 1 wicket here and there and our hearts are going to be back in our mouth. But Rahul kept us calm and kept us going.
Very rightly said. And when you look at what he has done right through the tournament, sometimes these are not the knocks which are glorified, but he's come in, quiet 20, quiet 30, where you are, as you rightly said at the start of the show, you go across the line. And he was there last time around in the semi-finals when India won against Australia. He was here. And even in the other games, he's quietly been there. Sometimes, is that what he is expected? You're the finisher. It's not finishing in glory, finishing with a cameo 34 of 17. But it's also finishing the way Rahul has been doing. Being there, making sure that if people around the world, all the Indians around the world are jumpy, my dressing room isn't. They can trust him. I think the most important thing is that obviously the fans and the spectators are going to be jumpy because they feel it differently. Whereas in the dressing room, which is closer to the action, you feel it differently and you want a player whom you know you can rely upon.
Well, and this is something that Gautam Gambhir has been saying from day one. He wanted, Gautam Gambhir and Rohit Sharma wanted India to bat deep, have a whole lot of all-rounders, and that's come really in handy for India because if you have a look, You were saying it again, Rohan. You've been calling it. You said that don't worry. Even if a wicket goes, there is Jadeja to follow. Don't worry. There is a whole lot of batting to follow. So it was pretty much the strategy that Rohit and Gautam Gambhir went for is to bat deep and have those all-rounders.
And it worked like a charm because, on a pitch like this, and this pitch, you've got to say, worked like a charm, was perfectly suited for the team that we have. Because you could get your spinners on, you could add those extra spinners. And two of your spinners are, as Rohit and Gautam have said, are all-rounders.
As good a batters as anyone.
Absolutely. You look at Aksar and you look at Ravindra, Jadeja, as good as any. I mean, you can interchange with them and who goes higher, who goes lower. So the fact that two of your bowlers who are going to bowl your 10 overs are also like batters, it just gives you that batting depth. And this pitch was perfectly suited for us because it meant you could add another couple of bowlers. We bat deep. And that strategy of batting deep, actually, again, if you see it today, a lot of our batters could take that extra risk because you've got someone like Jadeja coming in so low down the order.
And I think even, I would say, I'd add Kuldeep not in an attacking way, but in a very defensive way, you can trust Kuldeep.
Yes.
You know that if you've got a steady and a solid batter at the other end, he will always give you the single. He's not going to give his wicket away.
And again, Hardik also coming in, getting those 18 runs because 18 on that scorecard is not, doesn't look so impressive, but those 18 runs are so essential at that time. When we look back on things, we'll not realize it when we look at the scorecard.
What was essential and what was really good about Hardik's innings was, you look at that scorecard, it'll show you 18 of 18. But when we needed a big shot, a 6, he hit one. When we needed a boundary, he hit one. He knew when to be a little bit aggressive. When there was a little bit of pressure building on the team, he released it by playing that big shot. Boom, 6, boom, 4. So that again was crucial. By the time he got out, the game was in the bag. I know there were little jitters in the studio, like, little nerves. But by the time he got out, the game was in the bag.
Well, he's a very, very pleased man. Let's have a look at what Hardik had to say. He said it always amazing to win an ICC event. I remember 2017 very closely. Couldn't finish that time. Very pleased to have done it here. KL was calm. He took his chances at the right time. He has immense talent. No one can time it as well as him. It's just Kartik, special to see Hardik speak because I just remember those visuals coming out so much about Hardik. Everyone knows what he went through during the IPL. We know how brutal social media can be. Then when you come out, when you win a big tournament and when you see those emotions on a full-grown man, you realize how much this game means to someone like a Hardik. And yet again, we can see the emotions coming out because it's just such a big deal for any cricketer to get back an ICC trophy home.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're sometimes remembered for the number of trophies, isn't it? You are remembered as a player, of course, but the thing is, in your own heart, you want to win with the team because it's not an individual sport. Lots of collective luck, collective fortune, collective destiny goes a long way, and collective skill as well. And I think for you to win a T20 and then come so close at home in a 2023 World Cup final and now the Champions Trophy, you just know that you're part of a special team. And again, you spoke about the emotions. Many people don't understand the number of sacrifices sports people have to make and what they go through. Sometimes you only see a performer, you only see somebody who's got a facade on. He's got a shield on in front of him because he doesn't want to showcase his inner side, his private side and his soft side. And you see that with sports persons everywhere, whether it's football, tennis. Tough moments, they show nerves of steel. But ultimately, there's a human side as well.
No, it's just so lovely to see that human side, Rohan. And Hardik doesn't shy away from... He is a shield. He's been a shield because I guess that's how maybe you need to be as a sportsman, not let the outside world affect you.
You have to be a little thick-skinned because you will always get a fair amount of criticism no matter what you do.
Maybe nowadays more so.
100% more
because of social media. Anyone can say anything.
No, and there's anonymity and you say whatever you want. And now with these days, it's definitely become worse than what it was back in the day. So as you said, the criticism, the trolling that he went through, it wouldn't have been easy for him. It definitely wouldn't have been easy for him. But he's come out of it stronger. Champion here, champion in the World Cup. And he's shown again what a important member of this team he is. You know, a fit Hardik. I don't think we have too many. The fact that we could play an extra, you know, with 4 spinners is because we have someone like Hardik. If we didn't have someone like Hardik, there's no way you're playing with 4 spinners. You've got to go in with an extra. You'll go in with at least 2 medium pacers. So you know what he brings to the table, what he brings to this team. You know, sometimes you can't. There isn't a price for it. A fit Hardik is priceless for this Indian team.
And again, it's the timing you were saying today with the bat. It was about, you know, that again, we were sitting and watching it, and when our producers, directors came in feeling nervous, Rohan said it's just 1 6 and we are good. And that's when Hardik hit that 6. So with Hardik, you know, he will take things a little slowly, but when it matters, he puts his hand up all the time.
It's a quiet confidence, which is acquired over a period of time. You need to have immense belief in your ability because over there, things are going at a fast pace, whereas it might not be. And that's why you take a beat back and then you say, this is what I need to do. And that is why some of these players are so good. When you think a game is going at a frenetic pace, somehow they have managed to work it out. And they can take those calculated risks at the right time. And again, it's about that skill, which is very special. Rohan just mentioned how good he is. Just think of what he has also had to endure. He was captain of the T20 side and then overlooked. Any person or any player who's been playing for India harbors hopes of that. And when you've been overlooked or sidelined or whatever, whichever way you want to put, it's about swallowing that pride and coming back and playing for your side the way you're used to playing. And I think it's really kudos to him that he has come back very strongly.
Well, New Zealand came so close, but couldn't go past that finish line. With New Zealand, there's just so much that has been spoken about New Zealand and the fielding. But on the big day, when you have to make those big catches count, of course, we saw what Glenn Phillips did, and he pulled out a catch from somewhere in the air, which should be illegal because I don't know how he keeps doing it.
That actually, in a sense, at that point, Glenn Phillips' catch turned it around. Otherwise, that partnership, we were coasting.
Yes.
Absolutely cruising. And then suddenly that 1 wicket, and when you get a wicket like that, to a catch like that, suddenly there's a spring in your step as a fielding unit. You're thinking, oh wow, something's going to happen. 1 brings 2. Come on, lads, let's get stuck in there. And then Virat getting out. You get a big wicket of Virat.
Yes.
Suddenly you're thinking, whoa, we've got broken that big partnership. We've got Virat out now. Let's squeeze them. So, one moment of magic.
I think he's been doing a Sergei Bubka in this tournament. He takes one left-handed, we think, oh, we've seen it all. Then he takes another stunner to his right hand. Then he levels and he raises the bar by taking that which was travelling. And it's as if he's defying gravity.
No, he clearly is. I mean, there's this meme going around where there's, Glenn Phillips flying, and they're just visuals of Glenn Phillips literally flying on the ground everywhere. That's what he's been doing. But New Zealand, besides that catch, will be very disappointed because there were quite a few opportunities that they did let down, and we're not used to seeing New Zealand like that. And on big games, like Rohan was saying, you need to put a squeeze on the opponent. They didn't quite get that going today.
Uncharacteristic, isn't it, when you think of the chances that were put down? I don't know, is it nerves? Is it a question of the occasion getting the better of you? And I also felt, and I said this to you before, I felt Michael Bracewell was brought on a tad too late. Because, yes, there were 2 right-handers at the crease, but by the time they brought him, he bowled beautifully. I know you have this feeling and tendency to operate with another left-arm spinner because Mitch Santner is doing well. But I suppose these are the small things which add up in the end, because you give bowling to somebody a bit too late, then he doesn't come into the game that quickly. But you spoke about the chances. I was a bit surprised that they did put down those chances.
And, New Zealand will feel it, Rohan, because we've spoken about this in the semi-final as well, is New Zealand comes so close and they've made it to so many finals, but unfortunately they haven't managed to win a tournament.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you got to feel for them. Because I think New Zealand, again, for a lot of people, a lot of Indians, let me just put a lot of Indians, or maybe worldwide, they'll be their second team. If you choose, which is your second team, a lot of people say, oh, New Zealand's my second team. They're such a extremely likable team in the way they carry themselves, in the way they play their cricket, in the fielding department, in the batting department. Again, you look at someone like Kane, Williamson, you look at Rachin, Ravindra, and you think, wow, these guys, you're rooting for them in a sense. You want them to do well, but you want India to do better. So they are, for a lot of people, they'd be their second team. So
most dignified side.
Yes, and like I said, it's
Very classy side.
very, very likable side.
And do you hear any loose talk from them, any outrageous statements from any of their players? We hear it from across the globe. But have we ever heard anything outrageous from any Kiwi player? Ever? I'm trying to rack my brain right now. Trivia question. Joy factor. Has anybody said anything?
Yeah, no, New Zealand, you always associate to New Zealand being the nice guys of cricket, which is why, like you're saying, they're always like a second team that everyone wants to support. Virat Kohli has gone to New Zealand as well and said lots of nice things. He said, we've always been in awe of what New Zealand can do with limited number of players. They come in with a set plan. Every fielder knows where the bowler will bowl. They have immense belief in their skills. Best fielding side, huge shout out to them. Well,
right
when
on
someone,
point. He has covered it all actually.
Yeah, he's hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, when someone like Virat Kohli lauds them, with regards to the plans, because this is something that DK always talks about, is New Zealand always makes a lot of chits and plans, and they have these books where they write a whole lot of things. So they go in to a big game, go into any game with lots of plans that they want to execute, and we can see that on the field.
And more often than not, they execute it really well. There's a difference between having plans in your head, saying, okay, I'm going to do this, but to also have that ability to execute it speaks volumes of, their skill set. And it'll never just be plan A. They'll always have a plan B, a plan C. So in case something's going wrong, fall back on plan B. If that doesn't work, fall back on plan C. So a lot of method to their cricket, a lot of ability. I keep saying in sport, you can have a lot of planning, you can have a lot of strategy, but you've also got to have the skill set to execute it. And the fact that they have that skill set to execute it, the fact, like we said, they get to finals quite a bit, they're there or thereabouts, shouldn't take away from the fact that they are a top-class side, just because they haven't won it.
Yes.
They're still a top-class side. And, kudos to them. And as Virat said, he's actually hit the nail on the head. He was spot on.
Well, in the mid-match show, Kartik, we were talking about, has New Zealand fallen short by just a few runs here and there? If they maybe reached a 270, 265, it could have been a much closer game. But the bowlers did very well. They took the game up until the last over. The spinners, again, extremely impressive. Bracewell, just look at those figures. He's given away 28 runs in his 10, picked up that crucial wicket, those two important wickets. But the spinners, very, very impressive. They did really miss Matt Henry today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some of their seamers, especially Will O'Rourke and Nathan Smith, I think they went for a few at the wrong time. And that is where there is an extra pressure on the spinners. And you showed me the figures of Michael Bracewell. Look, he's a quality operator. We've
Underrated.
spoken about underrated. And Pakistan is a graveyard for spinners. Over there, when you're bowled so well, that is one of the reasons why I'm extremely surprised that for a side which plans and prepares so well, why did they think of not bringing him early on? Why did they think, oh, there are two right-handers? But so what? He is bowled well to all the right-handers. So I was a bit surprised. Yes, in spite of that, Rachin Ravindra, given the nature of the surface, yes, you can understand why they brought him on, but did they need to linger and continue with him for such a long time? They could have brought Michael Bracewell on. Certain things which went away from them. Again, you said if they had 270, yes, it would have been helpful. But then the opposition also plans their chase in a certain way. Because we were off to a canter. We were literally rolling. We were coasting. And I think in the 15-over mark, we said if India doesn't lose wickets, they'll be close to 200, which didn't happen because they lost wickets. But a good game, good side. New Zealand, we don't want them to finish last or second.
No,
not at the cost of... I know India is
our
our
we
favorite.
want them to finish second and India to finish
I know, at the cost of India. But the thing is, if India isn't there, then you want New Zealand to win.
Yeah, well, Rachin Ravindra has won the player of the series, so deserved player of the series because
he was
been fantastic.
He was outstanding throughout the series, throughout the tournament. Obviously, his batting, we know what he was capable of, but also with his bowling, he was extremely handy. And you're right, absolutely deserved.
I thought maybe Shreyas Iyer would have also had
A shout?
A shout for, because he's been superbly consistent.
Yes. But I think Rachin with the ball and the bat.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the fact that he was
Tilted,
bowled.
yeah.
Tilted in his favour.
And then that century that he got.
He was not part of the original team, no? Original series. I don't think he was. And then
He
came
injured himself in Pakistan, so they
injured
were not too sure if he'll come back. But he came back and came back beautifully because he got that century going for him, and then he was very good with the ball as well. Again, Rachin is someone who I've rooted for because I just find him. I was telling you about how
Indian got a player of the series.
Yeah, that's what matters. An Indian got a player of the series.
He's a Kiwi. He's a Kiwi. Come
I'm
on.
just winding up.
Yeah.
No, but it's just so good to see someone like Rachin Ravindra do so well, so young, and he is the future of New Zealand. So he has pretty much the future to carry on his shoulders.
Absolutely. He's an absolute star. The way he plays, the way all of them carry themselves. Again, he's somebody who's working on his bowling as well. He wants to contribute a lot with the ball. He's a very, very good fielder and just a total package. I think it's such a pleasing sight to watch him bat as well. All the shots, just the way he times it. As a left-hander, we enjoy it even more. You okay?
Yeah. All good.
India's literally taken your breath away, Rohan. That's what's
Really, that's what's happened. They've been that good.
No, but just another word on New Zealand because, yes, they haven't gone past that finish line, but lots of positives for New Zealand from this championship.
But at this point, if you're part of that New Zealand camp, you won't be looking at positives. Because you're sitting in that dressing room dejected, disappointed. You're thinking, so close yet so far. We could have been, champions over here. A couple of dropped catches. Would the game have changed if that had happened? As Kartik was saying, maybe a few. They'll be thinking, what if he got Bracewell on a little later? What about strategies? Did we go wrong somewhere? What if he had another 10, 15 runs? Would another 15 runs have made a big difference to the outcome of this game? So when you lose a game, when you lose a game where, if India chases down in the 42nd over, so no one would have, they'd be saying, okay, outclassed today, outplayed today, done, no point. When you've lost a game with 1 over to go, and then you're always sort of nitpicking and you're thinking in your head, what could we have done to alter the result? So they'll be thinking that way, but from an outside point of view, yes, lots of positives.
If St. Bart's were candle and nuts, what a beautiful Christmas we would have.
Oh, poetic there then.
Sharipa.
Kartik's gone poetic, but New Zealand have a team which is getting ready for the future, and India has got a whole lot of youngsters getting ready for the future as well. And Virat had to laud the whole lot of youngsters coming in. This is what he had to say. Lovely playing with a bunch of amazing youngsters. They're stepping up and taking India in the right direction. I try to speak to these guys, try to share my experience, tell them how I've played for so long. When you leave, you want to leave in a better position. I don't know what that last statement there means.
No,
but
he's just talking about this is a Champions Trophy done, and I don't think we should read too much into it.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is he's an extremely fit player, he's an extremely committed and a passionate player. So, and all these, and I think all of us should stop this. And I say this with my hand on my heart. Sometimes, speculation doesn't help. I feel that some of these greats and some of these best players, they know when it's time to go. They don't linger on for too long, unless and until somebody is going through a woeful patch. Then obviously you take a call. But apart from that, when they're doing well, when they're committed to the team's cause, I think they know when to go. And what he is also trying to say is, over a period of time, when you're playing with greats, whether it is whoever, when we walked into the side, you are trying to latch on to everything that they say. What made them tick? Why are they so good? What do they think in these situations? And I've always said this, sometimes being a water boy or a reserve in a game helps you learn a lot, because you're watching the game all the time. You're there. You see how people react to those situations, and you can actually use it, imbibe those qualities out of these great players. And I think that's what he's talking about. And yes, India has. You look at the amount of the wealth of talent around. There are so many people snapping on each other's heels for a spot in the side. So it's just passing on all the because you don't buy experience on trees or shops.
And there, one more. He's a mic drop moment
He's
after the other.
On a roll.
You're on a roll, Kartik. But, see, I'm talking from a fan's perspective. It's not about any kind of speculation.
No, I'm not saying you're speculating. In general, people always say, when are you going? Oh, 36, 37. I think it is time for him to go. How long are you going to continue? How long is he going to continue?
No, as fans, why there's so much speculation? There was so much speculation about Rohit. It's incorrect from a player's point of view when you say you're 36, 37. Rohit's playing the way he is. The 76 he got. Virat has played fantastic cricket. But as fans, it's almost that, you know, feeling which you are nervous about, because there's so many times players just drop retirement plans without us knowing anything.
I got a banner which said, Roko, don't go.
Yeah. No, look, I think, you know, when you're playing for your country, at that honor, whether you're 12, 13, 14 or you're 40, 42, 43, it should make a difference. You pick the best 15, whatever their age may be. If a player is in your best 15, best 11, you pick him irrespective of age, because you're playing for your country. You want the best players out there. And you know, with Virat, like he said, Virat's fitness, with his, forget his fitness. I mean, we talk about fitness, but just his batting ability, his form. You know, the runs he's scoring in the ODI version. This really shouldn't be a topic of conversation at all. You know, because he's one of the greatest to have played this game. So why are we even trying to debate this?
No need for conjecture.
No conjecture at all. And well, what can one say? Like Rohan said, that 15 people were chosen who were best meant to be fit in that 15, and these 15 people have won the Champions Trophy for India. This is the third time that India have won a Champions Trophy. Most successful team to win. We see this happen in 2002, then we saw it in 2013, and now in 2015. Kartik, it always feels good to see India up top in all these records, and then 3 years to India's name just makes you feel so proud.
Absolutely. I think having played for the country, it's one of the best feelings. And I feel this in whatever format. Obviously, we played this game, which we are right now covering and talking about. But playing for your country, representing your country is a big high. I think it's the biggest high for anybody. It could be in anything, any walk of life, whether it's chess, studies, being part of your team and your country is just a special feeling. And obviously, as all of us are very proud Indians, your heart beats for it. Sometimes we don't show it, but at the end of the day, in your head, you know that this is what it should be, and your heart is also angling towards the same thing. And you said it's right on top. No better feeling.
And no better feeling. And you know, I remember 2002, I don't have too many memories about, but 2013, the visuals are still so fresh. And it was the same Ravindra Jadeja, the same Rohit Sharma and same Virat Kohli, looking slightly younger, if at all, slightly. But the enthusiasm is just the same all these years later, because that's how much this game means to them.
Of course, and to get another ICC trophy, you know, under your belt, I mean, and deservedly so. Look, you know, you're right. I remember there was a picture I saw recently on social media of Virat and Rohit posing with the Champions Trophy in 2013. I hope they recreate it, because you see so many pictures with a similar pose. I hope they recreate it. But, you know, they've been fantastic players for India over a period of time, and long may that continue.
Well, long may that continue. I want to now ask both of you, if you had to pick your player of the tournament, who would it be? We're giving you options here for India, 3 batters and 3 bowlers, and you can pick obviously just one.
I'll go with Shreyas Iyer. That's why I said he's come in tricky situations. He's been the one who steadied the ship, and he's been extremely consistent. I think India has played predominantly, and I'm a bowler's man. I always tend to give awards to bowlers, but this time around, because it's been on difficult tracks for a batter in ODI cricket and the situations he's come in, I'll go with Shreyas Iyer.
Varun Chakravarti for me.
Oh, the spinner is gone for
Because
Shreyas.
Varun Chakravarti was India's leading wicket taker, and he started playing only towards the end. He didn't play all the games. So, Varun Chakravarti for me.
Was he in your best bowler pick at all before the Champions Trophy started?
Mine was Kuldeep, because I had a feeling Kuldeep would be playing more than Varun. So, mine was Kuldeep.
I thought Rashid will do well.
So you didn't have an Indian spinner. And did you have Virat or Gill? I think it was Gill.
I had Gill.
I had Gill.
Yeah. Well, we are just really happy Whoever scores for India, whoever picks up those wickets for India, that's what matters because all we want is to see India win. Congratulations, Team India, because India are the champions. They have picked up the Champions Trophy for the third time, and the firecrackers are still on outside, and that's what we all love as cricket fans. And what we also love as Cricbuzz fans is the guessing game, especially when there's a certain Murali Kartik in the house who's just now used to hitting the bullseye, who's just used to leading charts. So why don't we, for one final time, have a look at
Who won the power play this thing?
power play? Manish won downstairs, but just look, you won as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Rohan.
Why would I ask
I
you?
thought you said 74, didn't you?
No, I said 64.
Oh,
That's what I
63.
said to you.
74
I said
before.
That's what I said,
63 or
64.
64.
Oh, so we've got a
Yeah.
winner.
What did they
Well
get?
done.
How much did they get? 63.
Yes.
I think
So
so.
you just missed.
Missed it.
We thought you said 74. Do you want to look at yourself once again?
Oh, yes, why not?
Because you
Then
missed that.
let's click a photograph.
Yeah, we'll
let's
click
have a look.
photograph. We'll have a look at that scorecard once again because we have a winner for the Champions Trophy.
You've got
Well
a bullseye,
done.
Rohan. You
Yeah, I got a
finished
bullseye.
tied
And
second.
I missed the bullseye just now by 1 run, I think.
Tied second.
Oh, tied second.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're up there, number 2 with Viru.
Yeah. Tied second. Rohan
Tied
and
second,
Viru are
because
tied second.
We both got bullseyes. Viru and
Well
me.
done again, guys. You have to applaud because we've got number 1 and number 2 in the house in the English studio.
Finalists.
Finalists.
Well done, Kenny.
But like I said, I've never seen him so excited. This
I've
is
never seen him so happy even when he's gotten a wicket when he was playing.
what, you know.
Because I've been so bad at guessing. And it's a proper fluke this time around. If you ask me to recreate it.
No, you will be recreating it, but now you've become a master at this game, and what you've also become a master at is the joy factor question.
Yeah,
Is
sort
you've been
of. I
cracking it.
wouldn't.
I
wouldn't
cracked
give-
it.
You
Yeah.
cracked it. You've been a master at it.
I cracked it
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, he's been good at everything. He's been good at everything cricket. I have got interestingly close. The last time around, I had a proper look and
Yes.
I answered it. And the previous times, didn't bother.
Let's have a look at the question because both our winners have gotten it right in the house. Which India cricketer batted at number 8 on his Test debut, number 7 on his ODI debut, and as an opener on his T20 debut 9 years after his Test debut? Do you all want to go for a general?
Yeah, it's the birthday boy. The big 4-0.
Well,
PP. Parthiv
it
Patel.
is.
Happy
Well
birthday,
done.
PP. We love you. Everyone here at Cricbuzz loves you. Have a wonderful year ahead.
well done, PP. You've gotten a right answer in the joy factor question. You know how much joy that gives us, but we still want that party from you. You can't run away. We call him Party Patel for a reason, so he can't run away.
Absolutely.
Well done to you as well because you got it as well. But besides,
Sort of. No, I was actually
You got
second
it. You were
guessing.
like,
Yeah.
it was like a collaborative effort.
Yeah, but I would say credit to him. He's the. I was more of the.
I was trying to think, and there's always a little bit of a thing, and I said, look, it's Parthiv's birthday today. It's got to be Parthiv.
Yeah.
you
Very nicely done.
always get it right. But besides Rohan and Kartik, let's have a look at who's gotten it right for one last time in the Champions Trophy. Deepak Jain, well done to you as well. You will get a gift from Parthiv Patel because it's his birthday and the question was on him. I'm saying it on behalf of him. I don't know if you will. But well done. Keep getting your answers in because we love getting your answers in. And I want to thank everyone now because this has been one long Champions Trophy which didn't feel so long because of the beautiful company I've had on Cricbuzz. Thank you, Rohan.
We saying the same to you. It didn't feel long at all because it was always a pleasure being here at Cricbuzz and being with all of y'all.
Absolutely, absolutely. No words to describe that. It's always fun because it feels like you're sitting in a drawing room, a living room, and having a chat about cricket.
Well, that's what we like doing, and especially when you leave up on that leaderboard, it always feels nicer.
Please send a
doesn't it?
screenshot of it.
But I want to thank everyone at the Cricbuzz studio because it just feels so wonderful to come back. It feels like getting back home. Everyone sitting here, the editors, the technicians, the graphic guys, the camera guys, because they work so hard,
absolutely.
relentlessly. Two, of course, are most important, Raja Bhaiyas and Wasim Bhaiyas, who look after us because we are really, really pampered at Cricbuzz. So thank you so much to everyone at Cricbuzz, and thank you to all of you who come and watch us. We are here because you all come and watch us. So thank you so much. Of course, don't forget, you all have to keep staying tuned to Cricbuzz because you know what's coming up in 13 days. There's going to be lots of stuff that we are going to be putting out leading up to the IPL. Of course, you all will see us back at Cricbuzz live at the IPL. But before that, there'll be a lot of exciting stuff that we are going to be putting out. So we will catch you very soon. Thank you so much for watching Cricbuzz live, and well done, Team India, on yet another ICC trophy. Good night and goodbye.